What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here. I'm here with my boy Slim, and today we're here at YCS Team Las Vegas 2023, and we're here with our good friend Ryan Yu, who got second place with his team, playing what deck, my friend?
I played Labrynth.
Oh yes, crazy deck. So
Yeah.
tell us about your tournament experience, because I know it's gonna be crazy when you hear all this.
So absolutely, before I forget,
Yeah, shout-outs.
I want to do shout-outs. So the most important, not even close, my family, mom, sister, dad, love all of them. They came, always appreciate their support and everything. And then after that, nothing else is like really that important. But shout-outs to Brian Chen for making the deck with me. We worked together twice now. We made a deck for nationals. I got second. We made this deck. I got second.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if I should keep doing that or not. But shout out to, of course, my teammates, Charlie and John. The team was 2 world champs and John, but don't get fooled. John was crazy.
He was insane,
he
bro.
put in his work. He put in his work. And then shout outs to everyone who supported me, everyone who came. Aaron.
We love Aaron.
Aaron stayed after to the entire night watching the final. Shout outs to Waff. Shout outs to all the guys in Toronto. Shout outs to especially Luch and Dylan for the messages. I can't even do more people. I got so many messages.
Yeah, you got a lot of messages.
Thanks to everyone. It was a great event. And obviously the 3v3 is really fun.
Yeah.
Playing with your friends is it's so much fun.
It is awesome. So yeah, about your tournament experience, what was your individual record? Because it sounds crazy.
I won round 1. I won round 2. I won round 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, top 16, top 8, top 4, and then in the finals, both my teammates lost, but I was winning game 3.
Crazy. So you have gone undefeated today.
Labrynth deck, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. What a crazy tournament experience. All right, man. Let's just go ahead and get into the deck profile. I know you're tired.
So for the monsters, 2 Ariana. So this is one of the starters of the deck. On normal or special summon, she adds any Labrynth card. And then as a separate effect, if a monster leaves the field by your normal trap effect, you can draw a card, and then it's optional. You can choose either to special summon a fiend from your hand or set a spell trap from your hand. And you can only use one of her effects per turn between the add and the draw one into optional. But you don't play 3 because you don't want to... This is a trap deck, and usually trap decks, you want as many of your cards to be live as possible. And a lot of how trap decks win also is by having your opponent have dead cards they can't use. So if you normal summon Ariana and it gets impermed or something, then that imperm that would normally be dead, you're giving them value off of it. So you only want to play 2 for engine.
Fair.
And then 3 copies of Lady Labrynth. This one's the heart and soul of the deck. So you can special summon her if a normal trap or a Labrynth effect has been activated, even if your opponent does it. So your opponent can imperm you, then you can summon this. It has to summon in defense. It's got huge stats. It's 3k, 29. So whenever, all of its effects basically apply to both players. Whenever a normal trap card is activated, you can chain this effect, and it's like a paleo, it has to chain directly. It says any normal trap from your deck. It's just ridiculous.
That's a lot of cards.
So you searches out your entire deck, it lets you go for OTKs. And then while you control a set card, your opponent cannot target with this card with card effects or destroy it with card effects. So against Kashtira, normally if you have a monster in defense and you're low on cards, they can just find raid and kill you. But if you have this with 1 set card, Cash literally cannot touch you. Your life points are completely safe.
Wow.
It's incredible. For the other monsters, 1 copy of Lovely. So this one is the brick, but also the kind of the bomb of the deck. So just as a regular ignition effect, you can target 1 normal trap in your grave, reset it to your field for free.
That's
And you need to control a fiend to activate it, but everything's a fiend. Even if you get Lava Golem, that's a fiend.
That's
so
crazy.
The trap's basically always live. So this is how you're winning against a lot of decks. Against Cash, you just set any normal trap, Punishment, Compulse. Against any deck that loses the barrier, you barrier them every single turn.
Every turn. It never stops.
And then your opponent cannot chain monster effects to your normal traps, so you can't get ashed, you can't get interrupted on anything. They can't negate your normal traps, and then, or at least with monster effects. And lastly, it has so many effects. If a normal trap effect of yours causes a monster to leave the field, this can destroy a card on the field or your opponent's hand.
Jesus Christ.
It's ridiculous. So you can use it to just deplete their hand. You can use it to pop any card in the field. It's so good. And then 1 copy of Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This just prevents you from getting dusted or anything. It also helps you set up for OTKs because it summons stuff. It's a 3k body, and then it summons. It sets any spell trap from your deck, and usually you're setting something that will summon a monster. Only 1 copy because it was just kind of how the side patterns worked out. And also this deck has a lot of 1-ups because you go through your deck very fast. You also
Yeah.
have the pot cards. So having one of cards makes it so like late game or depending on if you know the matchup, you just have so many options with what to get. And yeah, this card's just very solid. Onto the spells. The best spell card in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Duality. Not really much to say. Duality conflicting with your special summons doesn't matter if you just manage your resources. One copy of the field spell. The field spell's very good. I don't think a lot of people play
I don't
it.
think a
They
lot of
don't.
people did it.
Yeah, but this card, you can search it with Ariana or any of the pots, of course. And this card's broken. So it adds on to any of your welcome Labrynth traps. It literally just adds on to the effect. You don't even need to declare this, but you have to say you're using it. But you don't have to declare it. It doesn't start a chain. You just destroy a card in the field for free. Every
Yeah,
time you activate a
that's
welcome
crap.
Labrynth normal trap. And then if you activate a normal trap card that's not a Labrynth, on res, this summons any fiend from your hand or grave.
Wow.
So it helps you push your game. You can send back Ariana to add cards. You play one because it's searchable, but in control matchups, especially like the mirror match, this is like absolutely essential. You will lose the mirror match if your opponent has this and you don't.
I think I saw you do that to somebody.
Yeah, I did that in
Pete
Street
Navarro.
Fighter.
Sorry, Pete.
You're welcome. Be big welcome. These are your starters. They both summon an attack. Very important to note. This card, except the turn that it's sent to the graveyard, if a normal trap card that you have causes your opponent's or any monster in the field to leave, you can reset it just for free. It doesn't even get banished or anything.
That's nuts.
So this one just summons from the deck. This summons from the hand, the deck, or the grave. And then on resolution, like in the same effect, it bounces any monster you control to your hand. So you can use it to, like there's some cute plays with it. You can use it to dodge Thrust because you won't have a monster on field. You can use it to trigger the Lovely to destroy a card. So if you have like any monster in the field, or if you have Lovely, you just big welcome, summon, bounce, and then since this saw the bounce, it gets to trigger. And then you can banish this card from your grave and bounce a card on the field to the hand. It's
That's
ridiculous.
Crazy. Quick
And
effect.
you need to have a Levelator higher fiend, but you will always have one.
Yeah.
So you can bounce. Like the most common interaction that comes up with this is like, if your cash opponent goes like, field spell with Shang, and they think, okay, you can't do anything, you just end phase flip this, and then draw phase, it's in your grave, you bounce the Shang, and then it's -3.
That is insane.
Yeah. For the other starters, 3 skill drain.
Oh god.
One
yes.
rivalry, one goes in. So we're in a 2-deck format right now. It's Cash and Despia. This is amazing against Despia. This is amazing against Cash, but they're not very usable against the other matchup. We play 3 skill drain because it's good against both matchups, and it gives you infinite time to win, and all your bodies are huge.
Yeah,
And there's one of each of these, again, for the searchability, with Heavenly Prison, with all the pots. And also, this deck usually grinds a lot, and it gets to game states where, like, you're drawing for turn, and you need it to be a trap, so you won't die next turn. And if you have multiples of the same trap, like, especially, like, multiple goes and multiple rivalry, it's literally drawing a blank.
Yeah.
It's not even a normal trap. These are continuous, right? So they don't have synergy with the rest of your engine in the same way. So we just decided to main one of each. And it was great. Evenly. Helps the deck go second a lot. I even lead a lot of people game 1. It was amazing.
That card's crazy.
That's just equalizer. Like if you get zone locked by Cash, you can evenly them. Even if they keep Shang, you only have two zones. You set one card to out the Shang and one card to out their play, and you win.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your barrier. This is
The new scythe.
yeah, it's a great meta call against Despia. It's good against Cash too. You can call Xyz.
Yeah, it
And
actually
then,
stuns them bad.
They can't even summon a Rise Out or Shang, so they're passing on all these monsters that are smaller than yours. 3 Compulse, 3 Punishment, 2 Terror of the Overroot, and 1 Trap Trick. So Compulse, absolutely insane. It outs Shang better than any other card, because you want to get around the destruction effect. You can also bounce around monsters, do some cool plays with that. So that's great. Punishment, this one's a little less popular. I think the reason is because a lot of Labrynth players think that if you're playing against Kashtira and then they Diabloses you, they're going to see your extra deck. And if you're playing Punishment, you need to play the Punishment target so they'll know it's Labrynth.
Yeah.
And then they can lock your spell trap zones. But the thing is, that only comes up game 1 if you lose the die roll. And especially late in a tournament, people will know you're playing Labrynth if you're doing well. So I decided to kind of just take the bullet of having Kashtira players maybe lock my spell trap zones like earlier in the tournament, because this card is just like overall performs extremely well. There's a lot of great targets to send, and if you like aren't playing Punishment, then there's only this much spot removal, and that's honestly not that much. Like especially late game, you need to be top decking into cards like Punishment.
Yeah.
And then 2 Terrors of the Overroot. This one isn't as good because you have to give your opponent a card. It can be good because it interrupts Brandon red, or if you give your cash opponent like an Ash set on their field, they just can't play.
Yeah.
So it's great. This outs any card, so this is really good in the mirror. You can use it to outbirth, use it to push for game. One trap trick. Trap trick really isn't that good in this deck because you have to banish a trap. And the problem with that is that like you're grinding. So if I like have to trap trick for a compulse, but I lose a compulse out of my deck, that's one less compulse I can use later in the game. So we played one of this just because it acts as like a third or fourth copy of a lot of these cards. And also because you can, if it's your opponent's end phase, you go Lady, and then you set Trap Trick. And then on your turn, you want to trigger Lady again to set another trap for free cards. But a lot of these cards are cards that you want to use reactively, not proactively. So what you can do on your turn is activate Trap Trick, and that gives you the trigger for Lady, and you don't have to waste a card doing it. So that was the theory for one Trap Trick.
I like.
Extra deck.
Is that 40 in the main?
Yeah, 40, of
40?
course.
Nice.
2 Lingribo, Fribly. 1 Muckracker. Never came up, but it's just 2 Fiend monsters. You can summon Lovely or any of the Fiends from your grave, so theoretically, it could be fine. This was probably the best card in the extra deck. 2 of the Tri Brigade guy. It's 3,500 attack, so it makes your punishment always live. And it sends Garura.
Weird, draw some cards.
Your punishment turns into a pop and a draw, and it's super important because, like I said, a lot of your games with this deck go down to the wire. Every card matters, so getting an extra draw off of a card is like absolutely ridiculous. 1 Skull Knight. You can send this against Kashtira if you want to play her in Talent or Thrust, popping a Fenrir, because it's 2,400, and then it gives you an interrupt on your turn, because you can just get rid of any monster for free. So it means they can't pass on a Rise Hard for free. Like, it forces them to play really badly. 2 Entis, don't really have to explain much, it's crazy. 1 Aggregator. This is a punishment target, 2,600 attack. When it goes to the grave, you just negate a card in the field, face a card in the field for the end of the turn. So shout out to Yuchi for this one. The idea was if someone went normal Ravina, you chain punishment. Then this. Summon Eglin. This negates Eglin. Pass.
Jesus.
2 Dingirsu, because the big guys are level 8. Zeus. Omega for punishment, because it's basically just Crow. Side deck. This is the best card in the side deck by far. This card's insane. I ripped this card late, or like 6th card at least like 3 times.
Let's go.
It was insane.
You're insane.
Every time I ripped this, I would look over to Charlie. I'd be like, oh.
He was like, he's winning. He's winning. Every time.
It was fantastic. 3 Ash. This is good for the mirror match, because interrupting the traps with an Ash, you cut them off of engine. You cut them off of engine, and then since you're chaining something to the traps, they can't use Lady. So you're basically taking away 2 cards. You also put this in against Cash going second, because you just don't want to get Lisbon locked for 5. So any card that interrupts them a bit is good. This is, we had once a lot, and it had to be something for the mirror. It could have been Heavy Storm Duster, but drawing Heavy Storm Duster, like, honestly isn't that high impact in the mirror, because a lot of the traps get value in the grave, or they're chainable. So we figured you might as well just play this, because if you resolve this, you win for free.
Yeah.
So it's more of a blowout. 3 Judgment for going first. The other 2 rivalries. For Despia, of course. Other matchups too, maybe. 1 more goes in. So the reason there's not 2 goes in is because we, again, shout outs to Brian for this was just his idea. We played 1 goes in, 1 Iron Wall for the cash matchup. It's really just the thing of, if you're playing Gozen, the problem is rivalry against Despia, for example, it protects itself. Because they can't summon Chimera once you lock them under something. But Gozen, if they have a Fenrir, they just out the Gozen easily. And again, with the theory of we don't want to draw multiples of the same card because we're going to lose, we decided to just diversify. And if you're able to find a card that fills the same role but has a different name, it makes your deck just better. So it was 1 and 1 instead. You can also set this with Heavenly Prison, and Heavenly Prison won't banish it.
Oh, that's true.
So
That's
it just stays forever. It definitely won me a couple games against Cash. And then last card in the side deck.
The best card.
Was Eradicator. Also won me a mirror match on stream. It won me a couple matches against Kashtira. It's just insane.
Yeah.
You can set it with Lady, and then Lady is the tribute for this. So is Heavenly Prison. So is Lovely. It's just so easy to resolve. But yeah, that was the deck.
That's broken. Well, congratulations again, 2nd place with your team. I know your team's over here. You guys did good. 2nd place is never a bad thing. But congratulations, and we hope to see you again, Ryan. Thank you.